Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to today's Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 3. Um, Lord, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's stay at Advaita Acharya's house. And we were reading about the pastime of Mahaprabhu honoring prasadam at Advaita Acharya's house. So yesterday we read that finally when Advaita Acharya made Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu sit down on the asans to take the prasadam, uh, uh, because Mahaprabhu was not taking. So Advaita Acharya said, "You eat so much in Jagannath Puri. What is this? This is not even equal to, it's not even 5 morsels for you, whatever prasad is there. So don't trick me, please. Now stop talking. Please sit down and start honoring prasad." He practically Advaita Acharya held the hands of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, gave them water to wash their hands and made them sit down and eat. So, hearing Advaita Acharya's words, they smiled, Nityananda Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and began to eat. Then Nityananda Prabhu says that I have come here being invited by Advaita Acharya for prasadam. I thought after 3 days of fasting, finally I will get sumptuous prasadam. Now I'll take some prasad. I've been fasting for 3 days, but looking at this prasad, I can see that today is also going to be a fast day. This food is not even, it's like one morsel of rice. He's given me just one morsel of rice. This is not even going to fill half my belly. Then Advaita Acharya said that you are a traveling mendicant. You only get some roots and fruits here and there. And I'm a poor Brahmana, right? So whatever I'm able to offer, I'm offering. Please be satisfied with what you're getting from me and don't be greedy. Then uh, Nityananda Prabhu said, it's not about who I am. I may be a mendicant or whatever, but you have invited someone to your house to for prasadam. Then it is your responsibility to feed them sumptuously, to fill, as much as they want. You should feed them. Otherwise, why you invite people? If you invite someone to your house to take prasadam, you should feed them sumptuously. So then, now seeing Nityananda Prabhu, relishing this rasa of, you know, uh, disagreeing and, um, arguing, or let's say debating. So then Advaita Acharya also got into the mood now. So Advaita Acharya said that, uh, you have you are a brashta sannyasi, right? That means you're just a sannyasi in name only. You took sannyas simply so that you can go to people's homes and eat, fill your belly, right? You get, like, when you're a mendicant, you don't have to, when you're a sannyasi, you don't have to work hard to earn your money, and then with that you'll buy your food and feed yourself and your family. That's not a sannyasi's life. For a sannyasi, people invite them to their house, right? Please give us blessings, and they feed them sumptuously. So this is nice, easy life. So let me take sannyas. So Advaita Acharya said, you are a brashta sannyasi, you're not a real sannyasi. You have accepted sannyas just so that you can fill your belly. Hmm? And then, and I know your business is to give a hard time to brahmanas like me. You just go to people's homes and you trouble them. So let's see the purport. Yesterday we didn't read the purport of that verse. Advaita Acharya said, you are a reject Paramahamsa. I'll just read the Bengali also. Bhrashta avadhuta tumi udara bharite sannyasa loyacho bujhi brahmana dandite. Advaita Acharya said, you are a reject Paramahamsa and you have accepted the renounced order of life just to fill up your belly. I can understand that your business is to give trouble to Brahmanas. Purport. There is always a difference of opinion between a Smarta Brahmana and a Vaishnava Goswami. So now, what are we seeing? There are different types of sannyasis. Sannyasis, so actually, sorry, I'll just go back. We are talking about not sannyasi, we are talking about a brahmana here. So there is always a difference of opinion between a smarta brahmana and a Vaishnava Goswami. There are even smarta opinions and Vaishnava Goswami opinions available in astrological and astronomical calculations. By calling Nityananda Prabhu a Bhrashta Avadhuta, a rejected Paramahamsa, Advaita Acharya Prabhu, in a sense, accepted Nityananda Prabhu as a Paramahamsa. Yeah, he said Bhrashta Avadhuta, rejected Paramahamsa, but by saying that, he accepted Nityananda Prabhu as a Paramahamsa. In other words, Nityananda Prabhu had nothing to do with the rules governing Smarta Brahmanas. Thus, under pretense of condemning him, Advaita Acharya was actually praising him. In the Avadhuta stage, the Paramahamsa stage, which is the supermost stage, one may appear to be Vishayi, on the platform of sense gratification, but in actuality, he has nothing to do with sense gratification. At that stage, a person sometimes accepts the symbols and dress of a sannyasi and sometimes does not. Sometimes he dresses like a householder. We should know, however, that these are all joking words between Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu. They are not to be taken as insults. Okay, so what is Srila Prabhupada saying in this paragraph? There is always a difference of opinion between a Smarta Brahmana and a Vaishnava Goswami. So, Smarta Brahmana, Smarta. Who are Smartas? Just like you have Varnashram system. Varnashram system is followed by different types of people. Smarta Varnashram system is also there. Smarta means they are following the smritis, right? Smarta comes from smriti. Smritis, like you have shrutis and smritis, right? So, Smartas, Smarta Varnashram system means they follow the Varnashram system, but what is the goal of that Varnashram system? By following that Varnashram system, what is it that they are aspiring to achieve? sense gratification. You just want to go to heaven. You want to get more, like nice opulence, material opulence. So the whole purpose is of following their dharmas as a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. The purpose is by following this, they want to get opulence, material opulence, and a long life, and after this life, go to heavens and enjoy like that. So this is Smartha opinion, Smartha Brahmana. So then, what is their opinion of sannyas? Sannyas means, again, there are three types of varnashram. One is Smartha opinion, then the other one is what Shankaracharya has propounded. There, the goal of varnashram system is to, by following varnashram system, you'll transcend this material world. And of course, after transcending, you want to go and merge. You want to get moksha, right? You want to, moksha means there they specifically think just going and merging into Brahman. So that is called, that's another type of varnashram system where they follow. So there also they accept sannyas. But the idea of taking sannyas is being detached from this world, and then you want to go and merge into the Supreme. But Vaishnava Goswami, right? Vaishnava Goswami means a devotee who has controlled his senses. Goswami means one who has conquered, right? The first verse of Nectar of Instruction says, one who has controlled the urges, the pushings of the tongue, of the belly, of the genitals, of the mind, of speech. Such a person is able to make disciples all over the world. He is a Goswami who is able to control the urges of speech, of mind, of the tongue, of belly, of genitals. He is a Goswami. That's a Vaishnava Goswami. And such a person is able to make disciples all over the world. And such devotees also follow Varnashram system. Their idea of Varnashram system is what? By following this Varnashram system, you want to enter into pure devotional service. The goal is, our identity is we are eternal servants of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And now we have forgotten, right? So we want to come back to the original constitutional position of the living entity. So for that, this Varnashram system is used as a bridge. And in the Varnashram system, you have Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, Brahmachari, Grihastha, Vanaprastha, Sannyas. So here Srila Prabhupada is saying the Smartha Brahmanas and the Vaishnava Goswamis have difference of opinion. They have difference of opinion. So you can say that from a Smartha Brahmana's point of view, they may consider that someone who takes sannyas, he's simply taking that sannyas to avoid working hard in this world and just get easy life. Okay? But is Advaitacharya actually saying that about Nityananda Prabhu? No. Just like in Bhagavad Gita also we see, or even in Srimad Bhagavatam, when Hiranyakashipu makes some statements, then you get, although externally he's blaspheming the Supreme Lord, but that blasphemy, Goddess Saraswati gives another meaning to that the words coming from Hiranyakashipu, which are actually blasphemy of the Lord, are in reality glorification of the Lord. How the same thing can mean that he's glorifying the Lord. So similarly here also, of course, here Advaitacharya's intention is also there. Hiranyakashipu's intention was not to glorify the Lord. But here Advaitacharya's intention is also to glorify the Lord. You can also say it like indirect. indirect speech. It is said that Krishna is very fond of indirect speech. The 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that he's going to give, now he's going to repeat what he has already said in the 9th chapter. He's going to repeat, but he's going to also say something more. And there, the Acharya gives commentary that Krishna is going to speak in an indirect way. Why he gives indirect way? Because he likes paroksha priya. He likes indirect dealings. That's why he's bent, right? So like that. Here also Advaita Acharya is externally, it seems like he's saying you are a brashta sannyasi. You have taken sannyas simply so that you can uh, fill your belly. But the inner meaning of that is actually he's glorifying Nityananda Prabhu. So what is Srila Prabhupada saying? Let's see again the purport. There is always a difference of opinion between a Smartha Brahmana and a Vaishnava Goswami. There are even Smartha opinions and Vaishnava Goswami opinions available in astrological and astronomical calculations. You see? So scripture is also uh, interpreted, right? Or you can say, yeah, interpreted. Scriptural statements are interpreted differently by different groups of people. So the Smartha Brahmanas, they give their opinion about astrological. That's why we have calendars also different, right? Vaishnava calendars. You must have seen, right? There are Smartha calendars and there are Vaishnava calendars. So Srila Prabhupada is saying there are differences in opinions even in the astrological and astronomical calculations of the Smartas and Vaishnava Goswamis. Okay, so it's a Smarta opinion, uh, and actually they may even do that, right? Smartas can actually take sannyas for that purpose, right? Actually, like getting disgusted with problems in life, having, oh, I have to go and work to maintain this family. It's easier to just leave this and just go take sannyas. Smarta opinion, right? Just give up everything and leave. So that's the idea of a smarta, of taking sannyas. Be free from all this headache. So there's always a difference. But is that the idea of a Vaishnava when he takes sannyas? When he becomes a Goswami, is his idea to get free from all this and get an easy life? No, it's a completely different thing. But how should we understand here when Advaita Acharya is calling Nityananda Prabhu a Brashta Goswami? By calling Nityananda Prabhu a Brashta Avaduta, that means you're just a Brashta means fallen or corrupt Avaduta. But the Avaduta means a Paramahamsa. Avaduta means a Paramahamsa. So Advaita Acharya is in a sense accepting Nityananda Prabhu as a Paramahamsa by calling him Avadhuta. He said Brashta Avadhuta, but he's calling him Paramahamsa. In other words, Nityananda Prabhu had nothing to do. So Brashta Avadhuta means he's saying that you don't have to follow, right? In other words, see what is Srila Prabhupada saying in the purport? In other words, Nityananda Prabhu had nothing to do with the rules governing Smarta Brahmanas, right? He has nothing to do with the rules following. Brashta means you have fallen away from the normal course. You have fallen away. Brashta means you have, like uh, uh, spoiled, right? Corrupt. So you're supposed to do something, like there are some rules in society. If you break those rules, what will happen? That means you have committed an offense or a crime by not following the rules, so you have to pay a fine because you have fallen away from the rules. Therefore, you are Brashta. Advaita Acharya is calling Nityananda Prabhu a Brashta Avadhuta. But Brashta from what? From which rules have you fallen away? The rules of Smarta Brahmanas. You have fallen away from the Smarta rules. Therefore, you are a fallen sannyasi. But what is the understanding? Just like when someone transcends, right? We also see in when we read about pure devotional service, in the initial stages of Shuddha Bhakti, up to Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha, you have to very strictly follow the rules and regulations. In Sadhana Bhakti, okay, even higher than that also. In Sadhana Bhakti, you have to follow the rules and regulations very strictly. This is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Vaidhi means it comes from Vidhi, rules and regulations. By following these rules and regulations, you overcome the tendency to to procrastinate, right? You don't feel like doing, but still you push yourself, right? Oh, Mangalarti, I have to now go, right? So you push yourself, even whether you may feel like it or you may not feel like it, but you push yourself because this is the rule. Shastra says this, I must follow this. Acharya says I must do this. So you push yourself. So rules are followed strictly. But as one progresses to higher and higher stages, when one comes to asakti and bhava stage, you don't have to push yourself. You don't have to, because the whole idea of following the rules and regulations is to develop that spontaneous love for Krishna. Of course, at one point, if you simply keep following rules and regulations, you go to some other, you go to Vaikuntha or Dwaraka like that. But after achieving a certain stage of advancement, which is like Ruchi stage, there you have to shift from Vaidhi to Raganuga Bhakti stage. And when one progresses in that path, sometimes they don't even follow the rules and regulations. Not because they don't respect rules and regulations anymore, but they become obstacles. They become obstacles in their natural flow of bhakti, prema to Krishna. And also, it means that when someone has reached such an elevated stage, he does not need to follow rules and regulations. Another example, Haridas Thakur was chanting very strictly 300,000 names of the Lord. And now he was so old, he was not able to keep up with so many rounds. 300,000 names means 192 rounds every day. He would not eat, drink, or sleep before he completed 192 rounds a day. So when he was not able to complete because of old age and he was not able to do it, then he wouldn't eat and he would just be laying on the ground and he would feel like I'm in a diseased condition because I'm not able to finish my rounds. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you don't need to chant anymore. You don't require. You don't need. You've already chanted so much. You don't have to do it. You understand? So the rules for someone who's advanced, the rules are not, you know, so important. Even if they follow rules, they follow rules so that others don't fall away. Taking the example from some such exalted devotees, they may also start, giving up. So that's why they follow. But for them, they don't need to. Another example, Sanatan Goswami. He would do Govardhan Parikrama every day. Every single day, he would walk around the whole Govardhan. He was also physically, right, very old. So then, but still he was struggling in doing. So Krishna said, no, you don't have to do, right? But he would just do. So then on a Govardhan Shila, Krishna stood and with his footprints on that, Krishna said, now you just do parikrama of this Govardhan Shila. This is as good as doing parikrama of the whole Govardhan Shila. You don't have to do the whole thing. So somebody who is, so when someone is exempt, when the Lord exempts someone from following rules and regulations, that means they're so elevated, so advanced that they don't have to follow the rules and regulations. Of course, we should not take this example and think that, oh, I'm so exalted, so I don't have to. If we imitate, what will happen when you imitate great personalities? You will fall, right? It's like Lord Shiva drinks poison, and you think, oh, Lord Shiva is drinking poison. I'm also now exalted. I'll also drink poison. What will happen? Lord Shiva didn't die. We will die immediately. So we should not copy them, but at the same time, we should understand their exalted position. So here, Nityananda Prabhu, when Advaita Acharya said, you're a Bhrashta Avadhuta, it sounds like a blasphemy, but actually it was a glorification. You don't need to follow all these smarta rules and regulations what these smarta brahmanas followed, right? You are avadhuta. You are beyond all these rules and regulations. You don't need to follow any of this. So that is the meaning of Advaita. So Advaita Acharya was actually glorifying Sri Nityananda Prabhu. Advaita Acharya Prabhu, in a sense, accepted Nityananda Prabhu as a Paramahamsa. In other words, Nityananda Prabhu had nothing to do with the rules governing Smarta Brahmanas. Thus, under pretense of condemning him, Advaita Acharya was actually praising him. In the Avaduta stage, the Paramahamsa stage, which is the supermost stage, one may appear to be Vishi. One more thing. Externally, it may seem like they are, they may appear to be a Vishayi. Now, why Advaita Acharya is calling Nityananda Prabhu on an external level? Why he even said that, oh, he's so attached to eating food, so much food was served to him, and still he's saying this is not. That means a smarta may look at it as he's attached, right? He's attached to food and variety of food and quantity of food. And what to speak of his dressing opulently and jewelry and ornaments, and you call yourself a sannyasi, right? Ordinarily, according to sannyas rules, you should eat like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, little bit of rice and simple liquid vegetable, that's all. That's a sannyasi's fare. But when one is a Paramahamsa, they've got nothing to do with this, any type of enjoyment. Their enjoyment is not just within, their enjoyment is in Krishna. So even if they, sometimes it appears like we have so many examples. Pundarik Vidyanidhi, right? Nice silk clothes and scented oils, and he was chewing pan and spitting and all that. When Mukunda Gadadhar Pandit saw this, he thought, why did Mukunda bring me to this bhogi, materialistic person? Externally, it appears like that. But what was his actual situation? What was his actual position? When Mukunda started singing glories of Krishna, oh, he didn't care for his silk clothes and his costly furniture, nothing. He just started tearing everything apart and he went into ecstasy. This is a Paramahamsa. And then even about recently, we have Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Everybody would go to him and they would say, Babaji, Sadhuji, bless me, like that. They would be bothering him all the time because when you know someone is exalted, you want to get blessings from them. Give me, give me, give me. Blessings and for what? For more sense gratification, more wealth, big family. That's what people want. They go to a sadhu and they say, bless me, my family, so that we can enjoy more. So he didn't want to be bothered by them. So he would wear nice silk dhoti or lungi, whatever, right? Somehow he would get, somebody would give, I guess. He would wear and he would just walk around in the street. So people will think, what? Are this is a brashta, right? Babaji, look at him. Sense gratifier. He's wearing silk clothes and walking around, and they won't bother him. That means he doesn't have any potency. What will I get by going to him? So that he won't be bothered by people, he would wear like that. So you cannot tell someone who's in that exalted position. Sometimes externally they may appear like Vishayi, sense gratifier, but actually they have nothing to do with sense gratification. They're far beyond rules and regulations. So Advaita Acharya was actually praising Nityananda Prabhu in Avaduta stage. So this is the exalted stage of Avaduta. In Avaduta stage, the Paramahamsa stage, which is supermost stage, one may appear to be Vishayi on the platform of sense gratification, but in actuality, he has nothing to do with sense gratification. At that stage, a person sometimes accepts the symbols and dress of a sannyasi. Yes, so he can either dress very opulently or he can even dress like a sannyasi, right? But that does not mean because he has accepted the dress of a sannyasi, he has to follow the rules of sannyas. And it does not mean that, now he's a grihastha, so he has to follow he is beyond everything. He's beyond the ashrams and varnas. He's in the Paramahamsa stage. Okay. We should know, however, that these are all joking words between Advaita Acharya and Nityananda Prabhu. They are not taken as insults. So Externally, if you see, you Bhrashta Avadhuta means it's an insult. But we should understand this is actually not insult, it's a glorification. In Khadadaha, sometimes people misunderstand Nityananda Prabhu to belong to the Shakta Sampradaya, whose philosophy is Antaha Shaktaha Bahi Shaivaha, Sabhayam Vaishnavo Mataha. According to the Shakta Sampradaya, a person called Kaulavadhuta, Kaula Avadhuta, thinks materially while externally appearing to be a great devotee of Lord Shiva. Okay. According to the Shakta Sampradaya, a person called Kaulavadhuta thinks materially while externally appearing to be a great devotee of Lord Shiva. That means to the world he's showing like he's a great devotee of Lord Shiva, but what is his consciousness? He's thinking, contemplating on sense gratification. When such a person is in the assembly of Vaishnavas, he appears to be a Vaishnava. Actually, Nityananda Prabhu did not belong to such a community. Nityananda Prabhu was always a brahmachari of a sannyasi of the Vaidiki order, right? He was a brahmachari of a sannyasi. Because remember when Nityananda Prabhu was 12 years old, he was sent with a sannyasi who traveled around for several years. He was traveling. So he was an assistant to a sannyasi. He was a brahmachari of a sannyasi of the Vaidika order. So that sannyasi was strictly following the Vedic order, and Nityananda Prabhu was the brahmachari of that sannyasi. Actually, he was a Paramahamsa. Sometimes he is accepted to be a disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha. If he is so accepted, Nityananda Prabhu belonged to the Madhva Sampradaya. He did not belong to the Tantrika Sampradaya of Bengal. So here Srila Prabhupada is refuting the statement of some smart, what do you call them? Uh, um, Shaktas, right? That Nityananda Prabhu belonged to the Shakta Sampradaya. Actually, he did not belong to Shakta Sampradaya. He never took any initiation. We know from the beginning he was born in a Vaishnava family, and he was accepted, sent as a servant. He became a brahmachari of a sannyasi who was a Vedic follower, not a, uh, not a Shakta. And then if you say that he accepted, he is a disciple of Lakshmipati Tirtha, even then uh, he didn't take any initiation from Shakta Sampradaya. So this allegation that Nityananda Prabhu is from the Shakta Sampradaya is false. Some people in Karadaha believe like that. You'll see that in Bengal, in different places, they have different types of opinions. Just like about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's birthplace. Right here, you will see on the other side of Ganga in Navadvip, they say that is the place of Mahaprabhu's birthplace, and this is not like that. So in Kadadaha, some people think that Nityananda Prabhu is from the Shakta Sampradaya. So I will stop here today because I joined late. I missed 15 minutes of Mangalarti. I'll just see if I can catch up a little bit. I'll get Hare Krishna.